Welcome back, Shalligators. We have something very distressing to discuss. Someone hurt Jennifer Lopez. I don't mean physically. I don't think anyone can hurt her physically. She is made of pure steel and she is clearly immortal. Someone hurt her emotionally. Her dipshit fiance, Alex Rodriguez. Evidently, Alex was having a FaceTime non-sexual cheating situation with this chick from Southern Charm. Oh, Madison. Is that your name? Madison Lecroy? I hope you're watching. I hope someone sent you this video. This is going to be a very unpleasant 20 minutes for you because I don't really have anything nice to say about you. Do you know why? Because you're not Jennifer Lopez. I have only marginally nice things to say about anyone who isn't Jennifer Lopez, but I have bad things to say about people who hurt Jennifer Lopez. Today, we're going to break down their breakup. I am trying to enjoy a getaway. I didn't even bring my normal camera, but I'm not going to leave you guys hanging on this because when we look at Jennifer Lopez getting her heart broken by someone who looks like a boiled hot dog, which A-Rod does, all we can think is, what the fuck? Men will cheat on Giselle, Beyonce, me, Jennifer Lopez, you, your best friend, every hot, amazing woman you know has the potential to get cheated on. And not ever with an upgrade. We call this the Tiger Woods syndrome. Look at who that motherfucker cheated on. His wife was like this Swedish god. She was just some reincarnated, Viking princess. And he cheated on her with questionable, okay. Why does this happen? Why do guys leave a 10 for a 4? Why do they do this? Why do guys choose mediocre women in the first place when, hello, women like the Shallon exist? Hot, funny, charming, accomplished, smart, empathetic, alpha females. There's not a ton of us out there, but there's more than you think. And guys overwhelmingly seem to look at women like us, like Jennifer Lopez, and go, but there's another. Why? We're going to break it down because I have thoughts. I also have science. Madison, what do you have? But before we get started, reminder to follow me on Flaze. It's our uncensored ad-free platform. I just have a video up about how to make friends as an adult because hello, it's the #1 question I get. How do I make friends as an adult? I'm going to take you through my friendship journey moving to Montana. My friends are actually on their way to Palm Springs right now to visit me. I'm so excited. And I'm going to give you some concrete things you can do to make friends and an update on my current friendships and how I made it work. Also, if you want a video shout out from me, like a little custom video for a friend's birthday, a pep talk for yourself, anything like that, find me on Cameo and be sure to follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. All right, fucking A-Rod. So, news broke today as I was just trying to enjoy my spicy skinny margaritas. No. That A-Rod and J-Lo have called off their 4-year relationship, 2-year engagement. Now, who was it? Oh my God. Who was it? That was like, they're actually never going to make it to the altar. Oh my God. Ah! It was me. I fucking called this. Do you know how many things I call? Sometimes I think I curse people. I am a witch. I called Ellen DeGeneres being a psychopath. I called these two breaking up. Tell me more in the comment section of things I've called. Now ask me again why I'm sticking by my story that Meghan Markle is kind of going to ruin Harry's life. That's fine. That's fine. I already called that she's going to make him leave the family. That's fine. I hate that I was right about this. I love J-Lo. I stand in fear and awe of her. Did you guys see Hustlers? I bought it. When was the last time you purchased a movie, like an iTunes movie, for $16.99? I did. It was the best purchase I've ever made in my entire life. I went to the premiere and it was crazy. It was so amazing. And afterwards, I went to a strip club. My friends and my boyfriend at the time, we went to a strip club and I was buying him lap dances. I was like, hey, does that girl, make out with her if you want? I don't care. He had the longest leash in the world. And you know what he ended up telling me the next day? That he'd been cheating on me. It's funny how things come full circle. I remember, and I said to him, I was like, who could cheat on me? Do you know who I am? When I say that to a man, I'm not talking about like internet fame. I'm talking about not who my persona is. Do you know who I am? Who I actually am as a person is fantastic. And so are you. And if that is not your reaction when someone says that they've cheated on you, give me their give me their phone number, give me their handle. I'll let them know who the fuck you are. It is so insulting. It's like, I want to know who this bitch is. Tell me who she is. Show me. Pull up a picture. No. Show me your fucking handiwork. Show me the woman with the velvet-lined vagina, apparently, I don't know, who is so much better than me. It was worth losing me to have her bitch ass. I'll tell you who that chick was. Looked like him in drag. Not kidding. I was like, well, of course you could only love someone who looks exactly like you because you're a narcissist. And it just doesn't matter. I want to talk about Madison Lecroy. So here's the deal. Here's the poop on this. Madison Lecroy is one of those names that keeps popping up on like my gossip news feeds. And I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you, dude? Like, you're on Southern Charm. I used to watch Southern Charm, but honestly, I stopped watching when Cameron left because I was like, boring. I loved Cameron. And she's on it now. And at first I heard about her and her relationship with Austin, who's also on the show. He looks very nice, but like every single Southern dad, right? Like every dad who really wants his kid to go to an SEC college and play Division I football. I know. Just very like, And then I heard about her being linked with Jay Cutler, who is like king of bloat, Bloat Watch 2021. Like I cannot believe Jay Cutler is a professional athlete. Like my dude, you look like every guy at the gas station in Billings, Montana. Anyway, then we heard about her in conjunction with A-Rod. This was like back in January where there were rumors that there were rumors that they were having an affair. Who started these rumors? She did. Apparently, she's been running her fucking mouth all over Charleston about how she's like texting and FaceTiming with an ex-MLB player with a very famous fiance. She was doing this for attention, for clout, and to rub it, to twist the knife. Most women who are the other woman, who are the side chick, they have the good sense to be ashamed. I did. I was ashamed of being the dirty little secret. You're not, Madison. What does that say? That says you kind of like inhabiting that place. You seem to really like being the third part of a triangle, of wedging yourself inside someone else's relationship. I actually don't have a lot of respect for you. I'm sorry. You come against Jennifer Lopez. You come against the entire Shallon entourage. Now look, J-Lo's made a lot of mistakes. We've talked before about how she is in many ways a classic narcissist. A classic narcissist. I will never forget. It was the summer when Michael Phelps was winning, like 20 gold medals. He's not even a human being. And J-Lo did a triathlon. Also a feat that, to me, a non-human would have to. I couldn't ever even conceptualize doing a triathlon. But she was on like Good Morning America. And she was like, what is everyone talking about this Michael Phelps guy? Okay, what's he done? He swims. I did a triathlon. And they were like, okay. Of course that's an accomplishment. But like, it was inconceivable to her that anyone was accomplishing more than what she was doing. Then recently, we had her whole olive oil statements about how oh no, Botox fillers, that's not for me. I only use olive oil. Bitch, girl, come on. Who cares? Why do you need to be all natural at 51? It's fine. I've been getting Botox since I was 22. I've got fillers. Who cares? I hate it when celebrities speak on things and they lie. Just don't speak on it at all. That's fine. You have no obligation to tell anyone your beauty secrets. Anything. But if you're going to, make it the truth. She's also had like a billion fiancés and husbands, like weird ex-boyfriends. Remember that guy who looked like a frog and then they caught him coming out of like a gay porn peep show or something in New York? That was not good. That's not a great look. Speaking of gay things, there have been more than a few rumors about A-Rod's sexuality. We notice that he tends to turn all of his girlfriends, all the women he dates, into like she-beasts. Like hulky, gym, ripped up, very, very shredded fit women, right? Jennifer Lopez is already so incredibly fit, but that seems to be a big pathology with him. He's got to be like with a super I don't want to say masculine, but like kind of like very fit woman. And if she isn't, he will turn her into one. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Madison Lecroy is a self-confessed fitness junkie. Are you? That's interesting. Me too, girl. Okay. And she has been talking. She even talked in the Southern Charm reunion. The way she phrased her interaction with A-Rod is extremely bizarre. He never physically cheated on his fiance. We're just acquaintances. We would speak randomly, but not consistently. Is that how you would talk about an actual platonic acquaintance? No. Would you say to your boyfriend or your fiance, I never physically cheated on you with Sarah. We're just friends. He'd be like, wait, what? Why would you say why would you say it like that? That means you did. It's an extremely bizarre way of phrasing things. Why would she phrase it like that? Why wouldn't she simply say, no, we're just friends. I have no idea who he is. I didn't at all slide into his DMs, which she fucking did. Why would you phrase it like that? Because she wanted to get caught. Because she wanted to get caught. She couldn't help herself but to brag about this. She's not ashamed of breaking up someone's engagement. She's not ashamed of being the side chick. Her self-esteem is so low. Her narcissism is so high. She's proud of it. She's proud of it. So yeah, I'm not going to go easy on Madison in this video. I don't really have a lot of time for women like that. These women are not our people. These women are not our people, okay? So whose woman are they? Like who likes women like this? Because look, she's not ugly. She's cute. She's just a basic bitch. I can say that as one myself. I am a basic bitch. I love a good liner, extensions, lash extensions. And you know what? No man should leave Jennifer Lopez for me. I know my lane and I stay in it. So why would A-Rod risk losing Jennifer Lopez, who, look, narcissist though she may be, she is a bad bitch businesswoman. She is a smoke show. She is a good mom. She is a smoke show. Have we covered that? Why would he risk losing her for this chick? What? Why? Why do men in general choose mediocre women? Mediocrity is not necessarily about how you look. I mean, it doesn't help, but it's about your character. It's about lack of passion, lack of enthusiasm, lack of self-esteem. The best case scenario for a mediocre woman is someone who's simply unoffensive, sort of like a mashed potatoes kind of person, right? The worst case is someone like Madison, who, like I said, is doing these things for clout, for just to like twist the knife, just to see if she can take someone's man. I love the Kardashians, but we have talked a lot about Khloe and her pathology for men who are already taken, right? And that comes from a point of very low self-esteem. I have been the side chick before, many times, and I allowed myself to be in that position because I didn't feel like I was worth more, and therefore getting a single guy, it wasn't enough. The hole inside me was so big, just a man, just a relationship, that couldn't fill it. I had to take someone else's relationship. I had to prove that not only could a guy like me, he liked me more than that specific girl. All my self-esteem was pinned on her. I had to destroy her to make myself feel better. I was 22 and I sucked, okay? But I learned from that. I looked at that in the mirror and I was like, damn, that is not who you are. That is so beneath you, Shallon. We're not going to act like that anymore. We're not going to do it. And I don't. I don't suffer that shit at all. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's fun. I think it wastes my beautiful time, my beautiful life, and my perky tit years. Not happening. So why do mediocre women thrive? We did a video on this, actually, I don't know, a year or two ago. And we talked about, Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. This is when I loved Meghan Markle, which of course no one wants to remember. They only want to think, I don't know what to do. All right. Now I look like a weird boy. I look like a weird boy? Okay. We talked about how Kate Middleton is in many ways, she's certainly not mediocre, but she goes down easy. You know, she's palatable, she's sweet. She's not what we call a spicy meatball. Megan, on the other hand, and this is when I loved Megan, I was like, Megan's spicier. She's got her own opinions. She's like a divorcee. She's mixed race. She's bringing a little bit more heat, a little bit more horsepower. Kate's not a high horsepower individual, right? So why would a prince, remember how hot William used to be before he was like bald and everything? He was like such a smart, I mean, he was one of the most eligible, hottest bachelors in the world. Why pick a woman who's much more like low horsepower? Well, knowing what we now know and what we've seen about the palace and the life there, you need someone who's not coming in with this full agenda, tons of opinions. You need someone who is a little bit more compliant. They're coming into an institution, not a regular family. So we're going to set that aside. But we see this all the time. We can see this in Jennifer Lopez's life. After she was engaged to Ben Affleck, he married Jennifer Garner, like the quintessential like Southern girl. Jennifer Garner's adorable, but she seems a little more low horsepower compared to Jennifer Lopez. Why would a guy want that when you can have someone as like big, bright, shiny star, intense diva fantastic like J-Lo? Because it's tiring. Because it's tiring. When we think about what we want in a relationship, I don't know about you guys, but when I think about what I want from a man, I want someone very stimulating. I want a guy who has opinions, conversations, stories to tell. They're disciplined in what they do for a living, in their workout routine, in keeping up their friendships, in keeping up their yard. They have a life of discipline. Therefore, a degree of intensity. Do you know what men want out of a relationship? Do you know? The number one thing a man wants out of a relationship is a woman who is easy to be around. I have asked this question of every man I've ever known, from a booty call to my husband. What are you looking for in a relationship? And if I say, would it be a woman who's easy to be around? They're like, yes. Yes. Yeah. Why? Why does a man want a woman who's easy to be around? Because men are trash, my friends. Because men are fucking trash. And the saddest part is, the higher you go on the food chain in terms of successful men, the easier they want a woman. Because there can only be so many narcissists in one relationship. Two wrongs don't make a right. Two narcissists, and A-Rod, I think we can make a pretty compelling case for that. He had the narcissism to be a drug user in an industry where that was extremely forbidden. There is an element of I'm above the law to that behavior. And what is that if not narcissism? Jennifer Lopez, like we said, I mean, of course, come on. I love her because she is so disciplined. And I look at her and I feel very inspired by the way she lives her life, the discipline, the focus, the agelessness, how she embraces her age. But she's also like, look, I'm not an old person. Don't fucking put me in that box. Like, my last fuckable day has not happened. Love it. I love that for women. But like I said, she's a lot of horsepower. She has so many needs of her own that therefore A-Rod is not the big, bright, shining star in that relationship. But A-Rod has not exactly dated nobodies. He's dated Kate Hudson, Madonna, I think some lady wrestler. He's like been around the block. But I wonder if he sort of like controls them with this workout thing. Like if that's his foothold over them. Oh, okay, Madonna, like you sell out stadiums. Oh, Kate Hudson, you're like an A-list actress. But can you bench 350 pounds? Oh, you can't? Ooh, well, no, that's fine. You shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't feel like you're less than a person if you can't do that. Maybe he's tapping into something that they're very sensitive about. Maybe this, I don't know, but I do know that for any man to date someone as big, bright, shiny as Jennifer Lopez is going to be a challenge. How do I know this? Because don't we experience that ourselves? Don't we get told, you're intimidating. You're a lot. You're a little too much. We might not even be told that outright. We just get cut down. We talk all the time about leveling. Leveling is a psychological thing where when someone, men overwhelmingly, when their ego feels poked, and they are ego-driven people. Ego means their identity and their sense of self, and most importantly, their sense of power and agency in this world. That's what ego means. We are more heart-driven, right? We are hardwired to bond and nurture. Men are hardwired to produce. So if you ping their ego, that also kicks up stuff about their very place in this world. Why am I here, right? It's like if we don't have any friends, if we don't have anyone to love, we're like, what does my life mean? So when we are dealing with a man who feels threatened by his ego, when he meets a J-Lo who doesn't need him for money, doesn't need him for fitness, doesn't need him even for companionship, because who the fuck wouldn't want to be with her? She's not in awe of him. She's not worshipful. So you know what he's going to do? Cut her down. We see this in our own lives. Levelers either puff themselves up to feel better about themselves, or they cut the other people down, and usually it's a combination. People do it to me all the time. Shallon and her stupid books that she wrote, and she was an editor of that crappy magazine. Oh, big flex. Well, no other author would actually say that. No other magazine editor would ever say that. They don't need to. They don't need to cut me down to feel better. It's fucking losers that say that because they have nothing going on. Like, okay, I'm sorry I don't work at Cinnabon in the airport like you do. Nothing wrong with that, but don't come for me unless I send for you. Men do that to us too. And we don't always understand what it means. And in fact, we tend to plug in harder, don't we? Oh, you know, you're right. I shouldn't have brought up that my book is getting published. I'm so sorry. Tell me about your day at the gas station. Oh, you know, he's just acting that way because like his dad missed a few too many t-ball games and he was saying, oh. We plug in, we want to love harder. And suddenly our good traits, our empathy turned against us and now it's a weapon. But a mediocre woman is going to be extremely worshipful. You know that Madison was cackling like a gypsy every single FaceTime with A-Rod, holding him up, showing her phone around to anyone who would listen in Charleston. I mean, oh, you didn't think people were going to gossip in the South? Come on. Okay, small town in the South. No, everyone's going to keep everything to themselves. I'm sure it's fine. She gave him what he wanted. At this point, we must introduce the 80-20 rule. We've talked about it before. Tyler Perry introduced me to this. In a movie, it was about a man who was basically cheating on his wife. And he's like, man, you're falling victim to the 80-20 rule. And he's like, what is that? It's like your partner, your wife, no matter how fantastic she is only going to give you 80% of what you need at any given time. That's just how it goes, right? But then someone comes along embodying that 20% and you're like, oh, and you're so into it because you feel so deprived of it and you become obsessed with that 20%er. And you leave an 80%er thinking falsely that this 20% woman is actually 100%, that she's a total package just because you're so blinded by that 20%. But really, it's a net loss. You gave up 80 and all you actually got was 20. And again, haven't we seen that in our own lives all the time? And sometimes that 20% is simply novelty. It's simply newness. I asked my boyfriend when he cheated on me, I was like, just tell me what she had that I didn't. First of all, there is no answer to that question because there is literally nothing she has that I don't. Literally nothing. I could body her into another fucking dimension in any category you choose. And he's like, it was just kind of new. It was new and it was stimulating. And she hadn't heard all my stories yet. He was very honest. She hadn't heard all my stories yet. She thought it was so funny. I could tell the jokes that you are like sick of and she was laughing. I just felt like my life had stagnated and this was like almost a rebirth. So fuck us, right? So we're the good women who hold on and craft a long-term relationship. And what are we repaid with? But this goes back to the psychological truth I've told you guys about. Why people cheat. People cheat for two reasons. To explore different sides of their personality and to feel alive. And isn't that exactly what my ex had told me? I feel alive now. Not that I felt dead with you, but basically, you know? And it's like, motherfucker, I felt dead with your ass too. Why couldn't you just told me? I probably want to cheat on you too. I could have gone home with that stripper. Fuck, Svetlana. She was all over me. So when we look at why guys gravitate towards these women who are beneath us, it's like, okay, let's try to look at it from the 80-20. Is the 80%, or I'm sorry, is the 20% he's not getting, is it sex? Is it you're paying attention to him because you have kids and you can't focus on him all the time? Is it you're working really hard and you don't have that many hours in the day? Is it just the stagnancy of your relationship? This is not to say that any of this is your fault. Absolutely not. If someone isn't fulfilled with you, they need to just leave you and not cheat, right? But I think if we can be more neutral about it and objective and look at like actually what's going on, it takes the sting out of it. It becomes less personal. It's not an affront to Beyonce, to Giselle, to J-Lo. It's the shortcomings of that man, that weak ass egoed man, that loser who couldn't handle the horsepower of those women. And instead of learning to drive it, they just wrecked. They blamed the car. High-powered cars are actually extremely difficult to drive. Not just anyone can figure out how to drive a McLaren. They're very complicated. You get some asshole idiot off the street in there, he's gonna be like, this car's broken. I don't know, this is broken. He's not gonna be like, I'm actually a complete dipshit. I don't know how to drive this car. Where's my Kia Rio? He's not gonna say that. He's gonna blame the car. And this is what weak men do for us too. When they can't drive us, when we're too much horsepower, leveling. I guarantee you there were red flags in this relationship way before. And yeah, J-Lo's a lot. She's a narcissist. Who doesn't know that though? We know it. We've talked about it in videos. I've never dated her once. I've never even met her. I've seen her on red carpets. Stunner. But it's pretty obvious what you're going to get. Now, I'm sure she's much softer and chill behind the scenes, but she has her life. She has her diva status. She wants what she wants. She's a demanding woman. Bro, it does what it says on the tin. Don't sit here like, she's just so difficult. Yeah, no shit. No shit. She's Jennifer Lopez. Did you not know that? Did you not know that when you started dating her? So don't turn this around and gaslight the woman you cheated on with, because actually your ego couldn't take her horsepower. So you had to go for someone who is like, just come all over my face and my eye. That's fine. Who lives like that sort of vibe. So what do we do? What do we do if we're in this situation? Well, you sure as shit don't fight for him. Let him go. Once we see what a man is, once we see that that's what they're capable of, oh, that's all it takes to lead you away from me? No, you stay over there. You stay over there. I wish you well. We don't need to fight for these people at all. What do we fight for, ladies? What do we fight for? Say it with me. Money and mozzarella sticks. Last mozzarella stick. We don't fight for men. That's not the M that we fight for. It's crushing when we see a guy break up with us and downgrade, but that to me says it all. That says it all. It's like, oh, that's actually who you were. And dating me was probably extremely stressful for you because you always felt like you were a few steps behind, right? You couldn't get that car quite into gear. I don't blame you for needing an emotional rest. You were way out of your depth, baby boy. So this was your Everest. I was your Everest. J-Lo was his Everest, right? You climb to the peak, and what do people do the second they get to the top of Mount Everest? They're like, let's get the fuck out of here. A storm's rolling in. I gotta get down. I gotta get down to the place where I'm actually meant to be. I'm not meant to survive up here. My body's breaking down. I can't handle it. Well, A-Rod, you certainly did take a few steps down. I would love to see Jennifer Lopez date not a beta. Like this is the misnomer that like women like that should be with a beta male. No, I think she should be with someone who is powerful in his own right, but doesn't want the spotlight. Like we've talked about this with Paris Hilton and her fiance Carter Room, who I know, and he's wonderful and he's super successful and wants nothing really to do with like her lane. He's like, good for you, princess, go on. I'm fine here behind the scenes making my business deals. That's what she needs. She needs someone who isn't like used to the spotlight, isn't missing it, could have it maybe if they wanted to in their industry, but doesn't need to. Like a tech millionaire or an oil magnate or a Greek prince. Date Prince Achilles of Greece. He's like 20. J-Lo, you look 22. Go get after it. Why not? I want to know what y'all have to say. I am disgusted. You don't hurt our Jennifer Lopez. You don't hurt her. Tell me your thoughts on men who date mediocre. Has it happened to you? Have you gotten dumped or cheated on and they've been with this girl and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I literally ran into a dude the other day who I had the biggest crush on when I was like 21 or something like that. And he jilted me for a girl named Meredith. She looked every inch of Meredith, okay? I'm sorry if your name is Meredith, but I've had only bad experience with the Meredi. Just plain, I could see a mustache, just lank hair, and I'm like, really? But it's like I was finally able to look at it like, you never knew how to operate a machine like me. For more, click like and subscribe. We're gonna be back with a video on Demi Lovato, and like I said, check out Flays for my tips on how to make friends. I'll see you later, alligators.